What we talked about earlier about sacrificing and things of that nature, and he said, well, no, I understand it's going to be work.
Right.
You know, I understand that it's going to be work. In fact, again, if within the proper context, you know enough about your potential mate to where, again, you know, like, for example, I just use the Osiris Society system. You know, everybody has particular readings done, you know, divination done that helps you to identify what this person is coming with. And if you know that about your potential mate, you know, you could even see what energies are governing this potential union, and therefore you know what type of situations are even likely to arise. And if you're coming at it from that African perspective, with that orientation, it's like, no, this is work. And this is part of my life's purpose, is to be able to face these opportunities and challenges and to grow through them in order that I may become stronger as a physical, mental, and spiritual being. With that perspective of marriage, and you're going in with that understanding, it's absolutely beneficial, because what else are you here for other than to prove the God within you? But if you're coming from that Western perspective, it's totally risky. It's totally, if I had the Western perspective of it, I would not get married. I would feel that I'm too smart to do that. Because as Brother Shu was saying earlier, you know, why? If from the Western perspective, what is it about? What, having a partner? It's about having somebody to settle down with. Why would I want to settle down so young in life? Right? It's even the language that goes along with that. And part of our issue is that we've adopted that Western perspective of what relationships even are.
Right.
And how far do they even extend? You know, you can look at different generations of people, and you can see, well, if this particular person comes from this, you know, fall back.
Right.
You know, because they're susceptible to certain levels of influences and certain levels of assault that would then bring that into your family household.
And
you're careful about who you're going to partner with, mate, and procreate with.
Sure.
You know, people talk about it on a genetic level. You want to know what a person's medical history is, if that family predisposed for this, that, and the third. But you also want to look at spiritual and psychological disposition, because there's a such thing as generational curses. And some generational curses have been intentionally implanted within our family trees in order that it may manifest as something later. Like, for example, I mean, it hurt my heart when I realized that it was Malcolm X's grandchild that ended up killing Nurse Betty. They ended up killing Betty Shabazz with their grandchild. So again, when you look at this stuff, if you don't have the proper orientation, which also should come with the tools to address any issues that may arise, you know, then you are gambling, and you're likely going to lose that bet. You know, that's if you don't have the proper orientation, it's absolutely risky. It's absolutely, yes, sir.
But aren't there benefits to be gained by both genders? Okay, we talk about the benefits for men. Let's talk about the benefits for women as well, because it brings about a certain sense of stability, happiness, well-being, health, right? Which benefits the entire community, the nation. So I think we have to look at both perspectives, both individuals, and how we come together as a unit, right? Bring about harmony, peace, love, happiness, right? And that in itself will allow us to be more successful. It certainly brings forth children, right? In a certain context, right? That a family brings to the table, you know. So I think, like you say, if we approach it from an ancient African perspective, from a natural and organic perspective, then there are benefits to be gained by both genders, absolutely, and the children.
Community.
Yeah, stability to everyone. Yes,
No doubt.
Because we also understand our union brings ancestors back.
yes.
Right.
You know, it's like we got to make sure we.
Absolutely, and looking at the African perspective on marriage, you know, a very practical way of looking at it is looking at marriage on a continent versus marriage in Europe, and diverse. You know, through the perspective of talking about the millennials, you know, that fear that they have is a very European perspective. Europeans are afraid of getting married. Their divorce rates are over 50%, very similar to America. While in Africa, divorce rates are very, very low.